Slender Man was created in 2009 by Eric Knudsen, also known as Victor Surge, on an internet forum called Something Awful. It started as a Photoshop contest to create paranormal images, but Slender Man quickly escaped the forum. What began as a creepy image and short story ballooned into a vast mythology through user contributions across forums, videos, and games. Slender Man became an online phenomenon, an anonymous myth with no official canon, shaped by thousands of creators. Physical description and power. Slender Man is usually depicted as exceptionally tall, sometimes described as 8 feet or taller thin, with unnaturally long limbs and fingers, always wearing a black suit, often with a white shirt and black tie, faceless, smooth, white skin with no features where his face should be, often has tentacle-like appendages emerging from his back, which he can extend or retract. What's most terrifying isn't just how he looks, but what he can do. Powers attributed to Slender Man include mind control or hypnotism. He can influence victims to do his bidding, memory loss, or confusion. People forget encounters or are unsure if it happened. Teleportation or teleport-like movement. He can appear and disappear, suddenly causing paranoia and madness. Victims become increasingly unstable, stalking and abducting children or teenagers. The stories that spread the fear. Slender Man stories almost always involve children or teenagers encountering him in forests, playgrounds, or at night. He's rarely seen directly, but always felt, lurking at the edge of vision. One popular narrative is that he stalks his victims slowly over time, driving them to insanity or forcing them to commit violent acts. Several creepypasta stories, short horror tales shared online, depict people who experience strange phenomena, like photographs showing a tall figure lurking in the background or hearing distorted voices on the phone. Slender Man in popular culture. Slender Man became more than just a story. He inspired video games like Slender, The 8 Pages, where players try to collect pages while avoiding Slender Man in a dark forest. Movies and documentaries, including the 2018 Slender Man film YouTube series like Marble Hornets, a found-footage-style story that contributed heavily to the mythos, but with popularity came controversy. Real-world consequences. In 2014, 2 12-year-old girls in Wisconsin stabbed a classmate 19 times, claiming they did it to appease Slender Man and become his proxies. The incident shocked the world, raising questions about the influence of internet horror stories on young, impressionable minds. It also sparked debates about mental health, internet culture, and how myths can blur reality. Why is Slender Man so scary? Facelessness. Humans are wired to read faces to detect emotions and intentions. A missing face creates a sense of unease and alienation. Uncanny body. The elongated limbs and unnatural movements trigger a fear response because it's so not human. The unknown. Slender Man is always in the shadows or the periphery. This taps into primal fears of unseen predators. Mind control. The idea that he can hijack your mind is terrifying because it takes away your free will. Child targets. Slender Man preys on the most vulnerable children and teens, which makes the threat feel more urgent and personal. Psychological impact and the power of suggestion. Slender Man represents the power of storytelling and internet culture to create shared myths. He's a perfect example of a modern urban legend. Psychologists note that part of the terror comes from how these stories spread online and get reinforced by images, videos, and forums. the myth becomes a collective hallucination, a shared cultural fear. The digital age in myth-making. Before Slender Man, urban legends spread by word of mouth. Now, the internet accelerates myth-making. Social media, forums, YouTube, and games let anyone add to the mythos. Slender Man became a collaborative horror story. This digital folklore is participatory. People don't just consume the story, they create it. What you should remember, Slender Man is a fictional character, but inspired real-life horror. His myth plays on universal fears. The unknown, loss of control, and isolation. The story warns about the power of stories themselves, how they can shape beliefs and behaviors. He's a symbol of internet-age myths. Fluid, scary, and alive. How to tell a Slender Man story yourself. If you want to craft your own Slender Man tale, use atmosphere. Describe the silence, the forest. The shadows build suspense slowly. Slender Man rarely appears fully used. Unreliable narrators or characters who forget or doubt what they saw tap into. Isolation and paranoia. Make your characters feel hunted. Add details that make Slender Man feel real. Blurry photos, strange phone calls. Whispers in the dark. Slender Man isn't just a scary figure. He's a reflection of our fears in the digital age, faceless, creeping into our lives from the shadows of the internet.